Hi, welcome to our next Photoshop tutorial. This week we're going to go over the grungy, edgy look. It used to be called the Dave Hill look. He's moved on to some other stuff, but a lot of people call it the Dave Hill look still. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a web-sized image just so the working time's a little bit quicker. But you can use any image, a multi-layered file, doesn't matter. And first thing you need to do is create a copy of your image in a single layer. So if I only have a background layer, I do Control J and it creates a new layer. If you have a multi-layered image, just do Control Alt Shift E, which combines every layer into a new layer. Then the next thing we do is we invert that layer, and the shortcut for that is Control I for invert. Now we take our mode and we change it to vivid light, and what you'll see is it starts to look a little bit like a high pass filter if you've ever played with a high pass filter doing this type of look. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some blur. So we use the filter, blur, and you can use surface blur or Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur will create some halos and some other artifacts that I personally don't really like in this type of image. Surface blur provides a smoother rendition, so we're going to use surface blur. Problem with surface blur can be it takes forever. So if you have a large image and not a whole lot of processing power, you're going to sit for minutes waiting on it. Part of why I use the web size image. Okay, so we can play with our radius and our threshold, and you can see the look changes quite a bit. Now, the first time you run through this, you're not going to really know what the end result looks like compared to what you're seeing here. But after you've used it a few times, you're going to start to get an idea of what increasing the radius and increasing the threshold will do for you. So we're going to just go with 20 and 15 on this image. And if it was a larger image, we'd have to go with a higher number to get the same type of effect. Okay, so now what we do is we combine these two layers, because once again that's an overlay, a vivid light overlay. So if we got rid of the layer underneath, that's what it looks like. When we combine those layers, we see the result. Okay, so we're going to do Control Alt Shift E to combine every layer into a new one. And now what we basically have is the high pass filter that you may have used before, but it has a slightly different effect. We're going to now go and change the mode of this layer from normal to overlay, and let's turn it off, turn it back on. Right there, the highlights in her hair really pop, and the textures in the wood and the rock, the bricks. If we change that to soft light, we get even more of effect, and we can actually change that mode back using Control Z, and from overlay to soft light. And I'm liking the soft light. Again, this is the before, this is the after, and as you notice, there's really not a whole lot of change that it made in her skin. There is some, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a mask, and we're just going to mask out her skin. And it doesn't have to be exact because the effect's subtle. If it was a stark contrast between her skin and the before and after on her skin, we would be more careful in masking it out. But that's pretty much it. Again, you look at the before and the after. And this one has a whole huge rocker feel that we were going for in the image. Alright, thank you very much, and make sure to visit my website, www.darrenshade.com.